Hey LinkedIn, welcome to episode 2 of the journey of building a mobile app. In the last episode, we spoke about the five most important questions you should ask yourself before building a mobile app. And in this episode, we will be talking about the 5 most common things people get stuck on when building a mobile app and how to overcome them according to an industry expert. So hope you guys enjoy. So the first thing we should talk about is APIs. APIs are connections between your app and the services they run. Book a seat, pay for something, log in, subscribe. These will be API callbacks to your booking, authentication, and your payment systems. If you don't have a CTO or technical team, chances are you're a bit sketchy about what APIs you need to connect. APIs connect to databases, and mobile devices have inbuilt databases which your app can use. But what is the best way to map these? Break the data down into smaller chunks to stream to the app, and how to let the app offload data it no longer needs are technical questions you will probably need advice on. The second thing we see people get stuck on is around what their app can actually handle. This is a common point of confusion. Some people think that their app is a magic box of tricks that can solve all of their problems. Take payments, book events, sure, the app can handle all of that. Can it? Apps can reach into your device's inbuilt functionality like geolocation, so the app can know where you are. It can connect your camera and your storage, but what functions are needed to run server-side and what can run in the app is an area most people are unsure about. Without a clear technical vision of the architecture of your app's workings, it is hard to design your app. A huge thing people get stuck on is trying to decide whether to go web app or native app. This is a discussion that stumps a lot of founders and companies. A lot of web development agencies will argue till they're blue in the face that web app is the way to go. Native app dev companies will tell you the opposite. Then there are frameworks. So frameworks are platforms that bridge competing iOS and Android coding systems by writing shared code that can be used by both. For example, you get React, you get Flutter, and you get Maui. Purist app dev companies will insist that frameworks are a bad compromise. This is likely because no-code platforms such as Flutterflow and Reptile use frameworks. If you have a crystal clear view of your app's technical workings, then you can make a decision on the right direction for you. But if you don't have that expertise on hand, chances are you can end up confused by all the conflicting voices. The fourth point brings us to the biggest sticking point of all: costs. Apps are expensive. They're expensive to develop, they're expensive to maintain, but how much is too much? Very often companies try to solve this problem for shopping around for the cheapest deal. Would you try to buy a house or a car by randomly asking around for what's the cheapest house or car available? No, you set a budget in your mind and a spec. I need 4 bedrooms with a garden and it needs to be in this area. We start by asking companies the same question, and you'd be surprised at how many don't have a budget in mind or a spec. They ask instead, what does it cost? And that question is impossible to answer. The right way to go about this is for the company to have an app discovery meeting. If we can get all of the key players in one room for half a day, we can answer all of these questions and come up with a clear plan. Half a day saves thousands of hours of meetings and emails that chew up unproductive internal time. If a company has made a decision in principle, the final sticking point is usually who to go with. Someone who is building your app or helping you with it. You'll be surprised how badly most run this process. Some are entirely unscientific and can get seduced by a shiny interface or a slick presentation. And some are over-analytical and get lured in by naughty tech companies that know how to make promises they cannot keep regarding tech fulfillment. If you're in this position, the key question to ask yourself is, what are our weaknesses? What don't we know, and do these guys fill that gap? If it's a yes, the first question is, do you find their rates acceptable? They have to be on your price level and have a proven history of hitting budgets and deadlines. Then ask, do we trust them? Look them in the eyes and ask them questions. Then do your due diligence and talk to some of their customers. Thank you very much for watching episode 2 in our series of The Journey of Building a Mobile App. Stay tuned, as next week we will be posting episode 3 of our series. Click the link above if you guys want to come and have a chat to us and maybe get some answers on how these points apply to you and your business.